Lane 1, Ford Edge. She's reading while driving. Lane 1, Ford Edge. Lane 2, red Buick. He's using his phone as a speakerphone. He's got in his hand talking into it. Lane 2, Land Rover, Range Rover, left-handed ear.
Take a look at the creative way police in Maryland are catching drivers they suspect of using their phones while behind the wheel. Yes, that homeless man is actually an officer looking for violators, including those drivers who text while waiting at a stoplight.
We're seeing a lot of crashes. I mean, that's what we think is causing the majority of our rear-end collisions right now, and we're trying to stop it because we don't want people to get injured or hurt or possibly even killed.
The fine for texting and driving in that instance, $83. You've heard it said time and time again, you've seen the warnings.
But still, thousands upon thousands of us have picked up the phone to see a missed call or maybe pick a favorite song or even read a text. See if this wouldn't stop you.
Her face was disfigured from sliding down the roadway. It's funny, the first thing I noticed about her was her shoes. Lying in the roadway in a large pool of blood, I noticed her shoes and I thought, this is a young girl. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this. And at that point is when I noticed her cap and gown was still in her car. She was going to graduate the next day. It was just a really horrific scene, all because of a senseless text message. It's just sad. Sorry, it's just sad.
Powerful. But is it powerful enough to get you to stop picking up your phone the next time you're behind the wheel? Well, maybe this message from a mother of 4 will be the last warning you need.
Odie, act natural.
Meet Steph DeMaya and her faithful companion Odie. They've traveled a long road together.
He's been my friend ever since.
Steph wrote it all down. Back in 2005, she was driving in Louisiana when her phone rang.
I reached down to grab it on the floorboard just that quick.
She wrecked her car and her leg. To date, Steph has had multiple surgeries.
I would say 40 plus.
She was in constant pain, unable to stand.
I've prepared dinners on cookie sheets on the floor.
The therapy and recovery seemed endless.
So you're my standby assist right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here.
And 2 months ago, the 44-year-old said no more.
That's where they cut it. Forward.
She's learning the basics all over again.
Okay, no dancing this week.
How to stand, how to walk, all because of her cell phone.
Well, it could have waited. And my whole life changed. I'm gonna cry. Sorry.
On average, 9 people are killed every day. 1,100 people injured in the U.S. because of distracted driving. That includes this mother of 4.
I fought to live for them.
That fight is strong.
Keep going, Miss Stephanie.
Because she's seen a lot. Before her accident, Steph was a volunteer firefighter.
The wrecks are tough to take in. You can't save them all.
She's been taking online classes. Her goal now is to become a counselor for veterans.
Well, I definitely can relate to what it's like to lose something. They've seen things and I've seen things that's kind of unsaid words. I do like that I have an ankle that works.
Her journey of 1,000 miles that begins with a single step.
Steps that she'll be fighting to make the rest of her life because of one brief moment.
But distracted driving doesn't just mean you're playing with your phone. Just talking on it can be a distraction. This is JC Good. Her life changed graduation day, but not in the way it should have. You see, a driver distracted by a conversation turned left on a red light, causing an 18-wheeler to clip him and send his car into JC's family vehicle. JC's parents were killed and JC was left with lasting injuries.
Figure out how to live without parents is a daily struggle. And beyond that, the brain injury has left me with permanent handicaps.
JC and her family represent the more than 3,100 people killed and an estimated 424,000 people injured in 2013. A new study by AAA finds even hands-free systems are leaving drivers with what they call a technology hangover.
If you are now all of a sudden talking to your phone, you are now focusing on one task to the exclusion of attending to the driving environment. You're kind of getting out of that distracted zone into much more of an alert driver, but that takes time. It takes up to 27 seconds.
And Jimmy, researchers add that just because your car includes technology to call, tweet, text, or find music doesn't mean you should do it when you're behind the wheel.
Exactly. Something so easy to do can be difficult to remember. Now, something else that you do need to remember, common sense ways to protect you and the things you work hard to buy. Coming up next on Delmarva Live, you're going to learn some simple self-defense moves from this lady. And fellas, don't let her size fool you.
Plus, Wicomico Sheriff Lieutenant Tim Robinson tells us ways you're exposing your weaknesses and why the upcoming cold weather may make you more vulnerable to become a victim of a crime. Delmarva Life will be right back.